Friday. And don't ask me what I'm laughing at. I don't know either. 295, Bryce. Are you sure? Because I've
How's
been counting down
everyone?
to 300 for a
Happy
while.
Friday, Happy Friday, February 20th, 2026. So glad that y'all are here. I wonder how Team Canada is doing. There's a big hockey game going on, Jess, right now.
Hey Siri, how is Team Canada doing?
Hey, Jess, you're like my old mom. You have to
Oh, they're
talk.
trailing 1-0. Oh, we
Uh,
just won.
I think you
Okay.
got bad data. That's Chung. That's Canada.
Nice.
Canada won. Interesting.
Women's
Yes.
US team, yes. My favorite, I showed you last week, Jason, when we were in Charleston together. My favorite, I'm obsessed with the Olympics. And my favorite part of the Olympics are the three older brothers of Haley Wynn. Went absolutely viral for their crazy support of their baby sister on Team US hockey. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I love the Olympics.
Yeah, you're a little into the yeah. Yeah.
I'm a little into it.
A little into it. Yes. So welcome everyone. Let us know who's here. Please say hi, put your LinkedIn address, let us know city, state, country you're calling from. Anyone that's new, I would love to have you say I'm new here. First week, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I've always had like a dream of being a DJ at one point in my life. So all that music stuff, it's just uh, Jess, I'm not going to even ask you what the song means today because it means nothing. It was just the mood I was in. So
But Leo, it made him cry in the chat. It means a lot to him. So you must have had a premonition when you picked that song.
yeah, maybe it just for me it was just like let's go. Lexi's here, which is so awesome. Haven't been here forever, but there's too much snow on the ground to go golf.
I want to be Lexi
Oh, thank
for a
God we're
thousand
so
reasons.
thank God we at least rank up in the golf game. We're right behind golf for Lexi,
Yep.
which
As it should be.
yeah, it's 73 in Atlanta. I left Charleston like I usually do on Friday mornings about 5 a.m. this morning, and it was already 70 degrees, which was
Wow.
nice. And I landed here in Minneapolis, and it's winter again.
We had a
Uh,
little
yeah,
snowstorm
when I
while you
left,
were
there was no
away.
snow. Yeah, raining in Brussels. Is there no one new here? I mean, Lexi's kind of new. She's not new. She's the OG. Like she's the OG of.
Yuck.
She's like the OG of the OG.
I know.
Josh Rock, I saw some awesome hockey pictures earlier today, some on some site, which is great. Um, cool.
I love it.
Glad, glad. David Green, where in the heck?
Look at this. This is like the industry.
Where in the heck did David Green come from?
Oh my goodness. What a great, like, we literally fangirl, fanboy our community like for 10 minutes every time we start this thing because you guys are so amazing.
I actually just had someone who's going to remain nameless send me a private message about what I could do if I really want to be a DJ with my music.
Why is it a private message?
I don't want to share it. It's going to be a surprise for
Woo, okay.
next week. I'm going to try it.
Nice.
Yeah, like I'm going to be scratching some disc. Is that weird? Sorry, I have no idea what I just said. But anyway, it's cool to see David here and everyone else here. So yeah, he's working on a Friday evening. Oh, that would be awesome. Leah's wedding party. Uh, I'm in. I gotta buy a board. I gotta buy all that stuff now. Um, I'm gonna bring it all. I'm gonna ship it all.
I love it. I
Okay,
can't wait for this.
cool. Daryl, the walk-on song
Well,
was
I know we keep talking about our walk-on song.
it wasn't all that much. So happy to see everyone. We have Jess and I are doing a singles. Well, I guess not singles, it's each of us, but we have no guests today, but we have a really, really cool topic that just teased on LinkedIn last night that we're going to talk about.
Oh my gosh.
We did a lot of prep for this based on and actually I talked to my class about it last night, which was really interesting. as
Mm.
well. Um, but let's get started with how is everyone? Green, yellow, red. I was flying this morning and I saw something about tariffs being uh, banned or called not what the Supreme Court decided that tariffs were not applicable anymore.
Oh my.
I'm like, like it's crazy how you kind of like unwind. Like it seems like things get wound up, and then all of a sudden, let's unwind, and then wind, and then unwind. Um, yeah, it's a crazy U.S. world. Like I'm sure the rest of the country or the rest of the world looks at us like, huh,
I'm
Janet's
pretty sure
here.
that we have enough global people in the audience. You can confirm. We know that that's true. We definitely know that's true. Look at everybody's already green, 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 green. I guess I've got to be green. Well, David has to be green. Yes. Greenish. Overturned the tariffs.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I mean, I said Lexi was the OG green, like David Green is the OG green,
Right.
right? Yeah,
Andrew is not
we have a lot of
green.
greens. We have a yellow, couple yellows. Mostly green. But Prince Andrew isn't green. Like only David would say that. Like that's as cheeky as a
And
Londoner.
Laurel.
Yes,
Yeah. 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 Well,
Prince
there's,
Andrew.
we should have more of those headlines. I'd like to wake up every morning to a headline with a new arrest in it. How's that? We have
You see
a
that
lot of
on what?
cleanup work to do,
Yeah,
Jason.
I don't even know what to say. Yeah, okay. Yes, more arrests.
We gotta start cleaning up. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a fun conversation. Where would we like to start?
Let's start with one big thing.
One big
And
thing.
oh shit moments. Uh, yes, more arrests, more arrests. Wow. Holy cow. You guys, we're gonna get banned.
Let's go. Let's go. We forgot to do red, yellow, green. I'm green-ish. I did take down my
Oh yeah,
Christmas
sorry. I
tree.
totally missed that. I'm so
I
sorry.
know.
I got
JPP
yeah.
lives for being banned. Yeah, you guys, if you are new here, I normally have a Christmas tree in my background
Oh, it's gone.
until at least May. My personal record, I live for PRs. My personal record for the Christmas tree is Mother's Day, which is May in the United States. So I fell short of my personal best, but it's gone. It's okay. I needed to welcome spring and the year of the horse. Yes, Alicia, I took it down.
What is
Oh, okay. Somebody tell Jason it's the year of the horse as of Tuesday. Okay, Jason, what color are you?
No, I'm fine with the year of the horse, the fire horse.
Yes,
But
happy
what does
Chinese
that
New
have to do
Year.
with the tree?
No, just turn it, fresh leaf, turn over the new season, new year.
Okay.
Fire horse. Do I have a completely separate room for my trees? So I have three trees, Leah. I took down
What
two
is the
of
fire
them.
horse?
Okay. So in the Chinese New Year, the zodiac follows 12 animals. Uh, and we just finished the year of the snake, and we are now starting the year of the horse. I don't know enough about the zodiac and the Lunar New Year to explain the elements, but there are also elements. I believe there are five or six, like fire, water, air, metal, wood, fire. I don't know enough about that to speak to it knowledgeably. Every 6 years. There must be six elements we rotate. So now we're hitting the year of the horse and we're hitting the element of fire. So you know what that means, Jason? This is a
Oh,
great,
yeah, of course I know what that means. You know what that means, Jason. Oh
you
yeah,
don't go
okay.
to enough yoga. This is where I get all my education. This
You've
is
already
a
lost.
great year, everyone. Hang with me. Hang with me. This is a great year for breakthroughs. Those two things combining, if you follow this, this is a great year for breakthrough energy. That's a good thing, Jason.
Oh,
Have you kept up with me?
no, I need a Dairy Queen. I just saw Tammy's name and I'm like, I just need a Dairy Queen after all that.
She said
Uh,
I nailed it, so.
yeah, awesome, Jess. Whatever you just said, awesome. Um, uh, let's see. I'd love everyone if they could put their one big thing in the chat with much fewer words than what Jess just said. Just do
Oh my
the
God, you guys.
yeah, just do whatever, much less words, but love to have your one big thing. That's great. My one big thing is simple, I guess, but it means a lot to me. Um, and it just shows I mean, it shows the power of community, and it shows what when certain things happen, how it makes you feel. So, I published a Substack on Wednesday, which was something that's been driving me kind of crazy for a long time, and I kind of tried to figure out. Like, I have so many drafts of sorry, of Substacks that I never post, and then
I
once
know. I'm the same way.
and then I have one, and I was with an organization. Oh, thank you, Cindy. And it was like I was with an organization that was driving me crazy with this concept of safe. And it got
Mm,
to the point where I was like, oh my God, stop with the safe choices. Like, like in life, just, I mean, almost, I mean, I wanted
yeah.
to get personal about it, but in life, and literally, I had, there's so many stuff in the chat. I have to focus. Um, I I had like three people reach out to me that I haven't talked to, one in 15 years. One person in 15 years.
Wow.
Um, and one person texted me. Reminded me I had the same phone number for 15 years, which is interesting. And then one in an email after 15 years. And it was just really, really like cool. And I have a call with one of them next week, and then I have a meeting with the other one in Las Vegas at Unleash.
Mm,
Um, so like it for me that I mean, when you write stuff or when you do a video or whenever you do it, like even this, I don't even know if anyone listens or reads. So like when you get someone once in a while that says something
yeah.
like that, it feels really good. And um actually, I mean, let me just read the end of this. I mean, sorry, I won't bore anyone with this, but let me just do it real quick because it's the part that made me feel the best of it was I loved your piece from yesterday. It was so eerily timely because it helped me advise on a tough choice by giving me immediate clarity. I'm going to have my
Mm,
kids read it so that they navigate this world with their eyes opened. I hope all I hope that all is well with you.
wow.
So that like that's the kind of stuff that's just really rewarding to me. So that's my one big
Mm,
thing. That's my one
I
big
love it.
thing. And sorry, it's a little self-serving. Um,
No, I love it. And I love that you got to bring that to a couple of audiences, one being your class at the College of Charleston, and the other platform that you had to speak to. I think so. I did a podcast recording earlier this week. And they asked me, like, what do we do? There's five generations working in the workforce, and we're telling them everything is disrupted. Like, how do we talk to 20 somethings and 40 something? And you touched on that in your article. And it's a complicated answer for sure. But I think being aware and awake and eyes wide open, but also a sense of hope and purpose and trust and safety, all of that is so, so important to have these conversations, and cross generational. Like, we all need to be having these conversations.
yeah, and really the reason I did it, I mean, a lot of us are living. I mean, the number of people I run into on a daily basis that tell me that they have these same conversations with their mom and the same conversations with their kids and the same conversations with themselves in their heads
Yeah.
is crazy. So the reason I tried to make it cross generational like that is because it affects everyone. It truly is affecting everyone. I was talking, and I want to move on to our topic, but and it kind of goes. I mean, Jess, maybe you have a image of that head of the
Mm.
magazine we can. Or I actually have it. Let me pull it up.
We'll do the one yesterday. So there's two articles. We're going to talk about two Time Magazine articles. The one yesterday was the one I want to dig into.
That's
Uh,
with all the people, right?
yep, the people versus AI. So let me set this up a little bit.
Well, hey, can I finish what I was saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So just really quickly, because uh, I was with my mom, and she's like, I just give up.
Oh,
Like that was what she said. I mean, literally, that was the phrase. I just give up because I can't keep up.
mm.
and it just bothered me. It like it hit me at the core. Um, like if you're alive, like you shouldn't. I mean, and so it made me like, what do I do? Like, what do I do to help people like that? And then at the same time, like these students I'm teaching in college can't find jobs,
Yeah.
so they're kind of giving up. So like you have an 80-year-old, and Lexi, I know. Like my mom is 84, 83, 84 in sorry, in a year, in a month. So yes, but when you hear someone say they're giving up, or I had a kid in class who said they're giving up. Like that's the worst.
Mhm.
Like there's nothing worse when you hear someone say they're giving up on anything, in my personal opinion.
And I think what they're saying when they say, I give up, I think what needs acknowledging is what you said in your article. They can't see themselves in the future, in the picture that is currently being painted. They don't see themselves in that. And that's problematic.
Yeah, that's a great way to say it, Jess. So let's move on to our topic.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't have a lot of people give their one big things in the chat,
Oh,
by the
there
way.
were a bunch. There
Oh,
were,
there
I
were,
always love scrolling back and reading all the one big things. A lot of people
so
are loving uh, Olympic outcomes as well. I love that that's like a one big thing is seeing all the people you're rooting for, the countries you're rooting for.
so
Ah,
Jess,
yeah.
there's the magazine cover. Um, and I'll let you tee this up.
So, most of us probably caught this. Time magazine names a person of the year in December every year. They put out an issue naming their person of the year for that year. And in December for 2025, Time Magazine's person of the year was not a single person, it was the architects of AI. And if you recall, that magazine cover, it was all the usual suspects: Sam Altman, Elon Musk. I think there were like 8 or 9. A couple of them were women, but the image, the optic was a bunch of dudes who are responsible for our destiny. The reaction to that Time magazine cover, I think the optic was part of it, but also the idea that the architects of a technology is our person of the year. A lot of things happened in 2025. There were a lot of things we could have commented on, acknowledged, recognized. What we commented on were the people in power making all the decisions that's apparently going to change everything for all of us. The reaction to that piece produced this cover yesterday. I'll say it's a reaction piece. It's kind of a backlash piece,
Well,
to
Jess, it
be
actually looks
honest.
like it's about 2 weeks away, but what's it say? March. I can't read the top of it. It looks like it's coming out in March, first week in
Yeah,
March.
so it was, you can read it. If we haven't put the link in the comments, yes, I read it end to end yesterday and again this morning. So
We
Time
kind of have
Magazine,
we have an OG executive producer today, and she's a little slow. So
here it
like
is, here it is,
yeah,
here it is.
she'll get it in there. Don't worry.
So this piece was published yesterday online. You can grab it on magazine stands soon. Time Magazine did a follow-up piece interviewing 9 people from all walks of life with varying perspectives, but all talking about why we're so uneasy. And I'll just say uneasy. Why is there reaction, backlash? Why is there actually a counter movement to what's happening in the AI industry? So this is everything from creatives to pastors to environmental activists to privacy and security advocates, talking about like we should slow down. We don't necessarily want this. Who's in charge here, and what are we actually doing, and how can this possibly be good for all of us, including isolationism and the loneliness epidemic, and using chatbots inappropriately, all of it. Like it literally covers the gamut of concerns and reaction and sort of human reaction we're all having to this moment. It's a really great piece. So, 9 interviews with 9 different people. And it's commenting on the fact there's also something interesting. Several of you pointed it out to me yesterday. Several people were sending me this article. Our reticence is higher in the US than in other parts of the world, which is also interesting. And the number of people who are concerned versus excited, 5 times higher in the US. 5 times more people are concerned and less than excited than are all aboard. So
Yeah, Jess,
that's the conversation.
I pulled out some key facts that I wanted to read about that. And the first one was the Pew Research, which PEW research, which they do a
Yep.
great research. 5 times as many Americans are concerned as are excited about AI in daily life, making the US one of the most AI pessimistic countries in the world. The second, activists stalled $100 billion in data center projects in Q2 of 2025 alone.
Yeah.
Third, there are 4,000 data centers in the US already, with 3,000 more on the way. And fourth, data centers are expected to account for 8% of all US power demand by 2030, up from 4% in 2023. So when you, the takeaway from this is that, there was this concept, like Jess said, there's the architects of AI,
Yeah.
which was the 2025 People of the Year. This is direct contrast, or what I wrote when I was taking notes on the plane earlier this morning. That's where the tension lies, is between the architects and the people.
Yeah, and Steve said, I wonder how this, where the concern lands across political lines. So one of the points of the article was that this spans political lines, both parties. This is the most unifying issue we can all agree on in America right now, apparently, is that the concern spans all politics, all party lines, and will probably be the biggest issue of our US midterm elections, because of the concerns of sprawling data centers, environmental impact, energy use, job displacement, privacy security concerns, like for many, many reasons, which the article actually does a great job covering. This is a human and society issue. It will be used as political fodder. It should be a broader concern for most of us. I, Jason, I wasn't kidding this morning when I was texting you and you're like, oh my God, I feel, and apparently most of us feel like we're building the Titanic right in front of everyone. And we're not even pulling punches. We're telling people we're building the Titanic. And when it sinks, we're not going to have enough lifeboats for all of you. We're literally doing this in front of everybody. And the message is sort of, so save yourselves. You've got a little bit of time. Save yourselves. We don't have enough lifeboats for all of you. And then you sent me this morning, Jason, which proves my point, which literally proves my point. If you are actively working in a company right now and have a job title, go ahead and put your job title in the job risk calculator. Sorry, job displacement calculator. We're literally building the Titanic in front of the world, our own workforces, and our message is, so save yourself.
So for everyone that listens to this afterwards that's not on, Jess put a link in there to the greatdisplacement.ai, which I sent her this morning, which someone sent me, which was a calculator where you put in what you do and it says when your job's gone.
It starts a ticking time bomb on you. Like, oh, you've got about 4 years. 40% of your job is going to be displaced if you're a researcher, 50% for marketers.
So when so when you think about those things, and what Jess was talking about, to me, this is the biggest issue with AI. It's not a technology issue, it's a trust issue. It's not an adoption issue, it's a framing issue. And
Totally.
and what we want to talk about here is not whether or not AI is good or bad. Okay. And what we want to talk about here is not whether AI is going to go away. Okay, what we want to talk about here is how do we as humans be on true team human,
Yes.
not on fake team human, and realize that we have to develop this and deploy this, not the technology, but the change in a way together that does it in a very, very responsible, or excuse me, I'm not going to say very, very responsible way, but in a responsible way. Okay.
Yes.
And that's what we want to talk about here. And if you go back to the pieces of that article or the components of that article, that's where it starts to get really, really interesting.
And not just a responsible way, in a human way, like with empathy. I think that's the reaction we're all having when we read a piece like the original Time cover, The Architects of AI. Why does infrastructure feel like destiny? And if it is destiny, why is so much power and control concentrated in the hands of so few who are designing something 99.99% of the general population can't grasp and understand? The only thing we see and we're being asked to comprehend is impact to us that is not good. Job displacement, rising energy costs. Sorry, we're going to wreck the environment. Sorry, your kids aren't safe. We're going to start putting ads in chatbots. We're going to like we're going to use erotica to get more users on all of these platforms. Like, how is this? I'm supposed to be excited about this. We're
But
asking people to love and accept something that doesn't look that great for everyone. And yes, I'm totally playing devil's advocate with you, Jason. Go ahead.
yes, could you tell? I was like
Yeah.
the tension. So I mean, you can call out whatever you said, erotica. There's the examples of the teenagers that are chatting with the bots and things like that. But at the same time, what's really, really important is that there are amazing ways. I mean, if you think about the framework, that we talk a lot about, the hands work, the heads work, and the hearts work. And I know that that might be too simple. Like we may have to double click on that in 2026 to take it down one or two more levels. But the monotonous work, the work that people hate, the fat fingering of data, the data entry errors. Like we've got people like David Green on the call who his name just popped up, so I have to call it, who's like been fighting with data analytics forever,
Mm-hmm.
trying to get people to have good data. And we now actually have tools to get better data and to clean our data. We now actually have tools to be able to have conversations with our data without having amazing teams of report writers that don't understand what we're asking for, trying to do something and then send it back. And we're like, that's not what I wanted. So let's just not measure the impact of human capital. So I, I don't think that this is a throw. What's that weird ass face that you just gave?
So am I supposed
No, no,
to?
I just don't want to. Just hold on. Let me finish, and then we'll go back.
Okay.
I don't want to throw the
You can't
baby.
ask me and then let me not answer.
Well, no, I just don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater here. Maybe that's a bad analogy, but like this isn't a no AI or AI discussion.
Correct.
I don't think,
Correct.
and I think that for
This
all
is
of
a
us,
value exchange
yes,
conversation. What am I willing to give up to receive equal or more value in return? And I'm not sure we're there yet. I can't get excited about a chatbot potentially suggesting suicide to a teenager if somebody can crunch data 5% faster, right?
right, agree.
So until we get the value exchange right, and I've said before, I have gone on record, this is the laziest storytelling I have ever seen around the biggest moment in human history. You're trying to sell me on crunching data faster with all the risks that we just named. And I'm supposed to get excited about creating a little marginal bottom line efficiency for some big company? with all the human risk that I know exists because I'm an intelligent, discerning, critical thinking human being, I'm supposed to get excited about that profit margin gain for companies, knowing I can type my job title in this calculator and I'm gone in 4 years, and you haven't told me what you're going to do about that and how you're going to have my back. And all of this risk is over here, and we're just going to ignore it for now. This is the laziest storytelling we have ever done around a technological moment that affects so much.
So I agree with that. And yes, so I agree with the lazy storytelling part. But and at the same time, my example of data analysis, that David Green's doing, at the same time, let's say that's your job, data analysis. And let's say, and I realize that there's this change management, or changefulness as I like to call it, still has to happen. But let's say that you can do your 40-hour or 60-hour a week job in 20 hours, and you get paid the same amount of money, and you can spend 40 hours spending more time on you.
Mm-hmm.
Is that value?
Of course. If I told Lexi 20 years ago she could spend more time gardening and watercoloring and golfing and still do all of her job and enjoy her week and her life more, she probably would have kept working. She wouldn't have to retire to golf. She would just keep working and golf. That's a
So
good thing.
so a question. So I try to
I'm
share
still
it.
working. Yeah.
No, no, like, so, I'm up to 75 different agents in my open claw over here,
Yeah.
that can do things. 30 of them are running right now. Like, I'm being more productive, and I'm making more time for myself because of that. Now,
Are
that's just,
you? Are you? Or are you
yes,
working more?
no, no, no. I'm thinking more. I'm not necessarily working more.
Because some of the research also suggests that while we may be generating productivity, we're not actually taking that time back for ourselves. We're actually giving it right back and just doing more cog turning.
So let's talk about that. So whose job is that? So when we think about work design or life design, like,
Yeah,
should companies stop saying you're expected to work 40 hours, 60 hours, 20 hours, but here are the outcomes that here are your expectations. And
yeah.
however you get them done, you get them done. And what you do with the rest of the time is the rest of your time. Now, I realize that's breaking Taylorism's concept of work.
Yep. Well, that's the whole point. We should be arriving at those conclusions. We're not there yet. I'm pretty sure for our year-end talent processes, most of us just finished. We probably didn't completely reinvent the conversation around performance evaluation and compensation strategy. Like we're probably not measuring time and value differently yet, but I think we will arrive at that conversation probably sooner than later.
I do think the value exchange part is going to come, which is why but like you said, and we talk about this a lot, like we don't want to have so much damage done along the way that it ends up hurting everything. And when you start to see, I mean, literally, and I was having this conversation with my son, the 2 days ago, where he was like, you know, and literally up until about a week ago, he's been like, "You're really glazing AI." That phrase, glazing, like too much glazing AI. And literally with one of a newer product that's just been out in the last couple of weeks, OpenClaw, that's over here running on my thing. Um, he's like, "Oh my God, I actually see what this is doing.
Yeah,
Like, this is actually changing productivity in ways and uncovering things in ways that we've never seen it before." And it's not about the OpenClaw. Forget the tool
yeah,
for a second. It's about what is it uncovering? It's the concept of, okay, how am I, and I love what was just put in the chat that John just said, thinking of management must change. So like, how am I measuring performance?
Yes.
How are we doing performance management? And that's why you guys, I'm
And
so excited about
compensating
this call
value.
because it's such a massive, like this is, I mean, this is going to keep going. Like
Yeah.
we're not going to stop it. Should we slow down and actually think about it a little bit more? Yes.
And I think,
Should we, do we have sorry, one last thing. Do we
yeah.
have a responsibility as leaders, which everyone on this call is, to actually do this in a way that is more responsible for everyone and to think about what this means from from an income standpoint? Yes.
Yeah, and David's comment is spot on. So predicting that many of us could only be working 15 hours per week at by 2030. Wow. Um, so what
Just before you say that, just really
yeah,
quickly, David, and please no one overthink what I'm about to say. Please, please, please. But my job today, I could do in 15 hours a week. David, that's 2030 is way too far out there. Like like literally. Now, what back to what Jess just said, I'm actually doing different things than I was doing before with that extra time. So it's not like I'm going into
yeah.
the abundance world and just take 15 hours a week and that's it. But literally literally the job that I was doing 2 years ago that would take me 60 hours a week. Today I can. Now, does that mean I should? No. Can I? Yes.
Why shouldn't you?
I don't
So
know. I don't.
this begs
I
the
don't know why
question.
it's it. Right.
This begs the question of how we measure productivity. We can't measure it anymore in job titles and hours worked and units of output. This is going to move us into measuring value and outcomes differently. So if you are tied to outcomes, not just busyness and productivity and hours logged and time reporting and all of that, if you're measured against outcomes, you could have annual outcomes and check all the boxes by January 2nd if you wanted to. Who would care? We're not wired and work is not designed that way. So we're going to have to play a catch-up game on this. And the biggest thing I always talk about when I go in and talk to organizations is that you're not doing digital transformation, AI transformation, a tech transformation, unless you are doing a cultural transformation first. You have to have an organizational mindset and a culture that actually supports changing the way we think about work and performance and productivity. Otherwise, you're going to have a bunch of rogue artists over here on the side who are reinventing the wheel and innovating and challenging the system. But you can't just have a bunch of people bucking status quo. You actually have to change status quo at scale in order for this to shift.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And David, what you just said about the culture of organizations, I mean, if you take where the world is today, where people don't trust the organization they work for to begin with, and then you add into it the fact that your manager probably doesn't know anything when it comes to, sorry, probably is lacking some of the creative thinking about what has to happen from a work design standpoint going forward, combined with the fact that we're still focused on a capitalist nature where what we're trying to do is make the most money possible. Not we, but the company is trying to make the most money possible. The economic value exchange, as Jess is talking about, is very, 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 very much misaligned.
Yeah,
One of the things that Jess and I are doing at Unleash in March, I don't actually believe that anyone can, well, sorry, I'm stuttering a lot. I don't actually believe that anyone can understand this unless they've done it. So I saw someone in the chat ask me if I'm downloading agents or building them. I'm
mm.
actually building them because I don't believe it. Like, I actually don't believe it until I do it. So like I'm converted. And in the last week, I've actually said multiple times, most people use ChatGPT today as Google.
Right.
More, I'm like, where the world is right now with AI is so far beyond ChatGPT,
Yeah.
with the agentic nature of it and what it's doing. Like once you get to and once you understand that, that's when you actually start to see this. But if all we're doing is having conversations with ChatGPT that I'm about my mental health, I don't actually think that's the right use for what when we bucket everything in AI. I
Yeah.
think it could be a
I do think
a bandage, but I don't think it's the cure.
you're right about something. I think some of the so we'll call it FUD, some of the fear, uncertainty, doubt is coming from people who aren't exposed every day. They don't have time. I mean, it's not even a matter of appetite necessarily. And most of us just don't have time to carve 2 hours out of our work day to spend just learning and upskilling and reinventing the way we actually do the work that's on our plate to do. So, to Lexi's question earlier in the chat, how do you do this at an individual level? The culture stuff I'm talking about, you have to extend two things for this to happen: power and permission. You have to give people room to experiment, to fail, to test new things. You have to give them the actual licenses and like the environment to do this. And you have to sort of remove some of the decision gates and you actually have to create an environment where experimentation, potential of failure, safe failure, put some guardrails in place where people can experiment with their job, create the time for them to upskill. I don't think Ian is here today. He's in product at UKG. He's a big fan of our community. He sent a note to me, and I want to share it because I think it's really spot on. You can't just tell people to trust it. They actually have to earn their way into trust, which is probably hands-on keyboard. Do it. Like we're sort of afraid, just like people sometimes get afraid to like post on LinkedIn or something, like what if I don't say something smart enough or something like that. People feel that way with new technology. What if I don't know what I'm doing? What if I need to play with this and experiment a little bit? They need to have their own light bulb moments and aha moments. So safe and encouraged experimentation comes into play. Reminds me of Michael J. Fox's character in American President. People want leadership, Mr. President, and in the absence of genuine leadership, they'll listen to anyone who steps up to the microphone. Personally, I think a lot of the fear and distrust is driven by headlines. People see headlines about labor disruption and how AI is going to end humanity as we know it. And it's scary, especially if you're not in a technical role and aren't using the tools today. This is why it's critical for companies to be out front with their people to help shepherd them through this, for leaders to demonstrate responsible usage, and why schools should stop doing their students the disservice of shielding them from, or worse, discouraging them from using the tools. And Jason, I know you're a huge advocate. You teach at the College of Charleston, and I hope you're announcing to your class every single time you launch a new one, please use AI, and here's how. Not, you'll fail this class if you dare use AI. Like the messaging, the mindset needs to
Yeah,
change.
no, it is. I was reading something that I was writing yesterday, which it was for a client, which they were basically putting AI on top of a really bad culture
Mm,
and calling it transformation.
yeah.
And I think that really, I mean, that like to me, all that's doing is like giving my dysfunction just like you've heard me use this example before. People hate performance reviews. You do it with AI. What do? You hate it faster.
Yes.
When all of a sudden I take AI and put it on dysfunction, all I have is faster dysfunction,
Yeah.
or or uh, or probably more dysfunction, to be honest with you. So, so for me, I love what you're saying, and I think all of us. I mean, the thing we're doing sorry, the summit in Las Vegas in a few weeks, or month, like uh, there's so many people that want to show up to learn AI. Like what in the
Mhm.
survey you saw, what are the latest tools? Where can we download them? What's the cheapest way to get X per month, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, hold on, like, hold on. I get that's the sexy part, maybe, but the first, like, I don't know, what's that? Like, in order to be sexy, you have to feel good about yourself. Like, I
Mm,
know that's kind of a weird saying, but like, before we get sexy with the tools, we have to like inwardly say to ourselves, we're ready, we understand this,
yeah.
and however we're applying them is understand this. I love what you just said. Confidence is sexy. Like
Yeah,
that's what's needed here. Not in this world. This AI stuff is not about learning how to use the tools.
right.
It's about learning how to exist in a different world.
Yes, and I think part of the problem, again, back to headlines and hype, is that most people feel like we're being sold a bill of goods because it's all promotion. We're being sold, we're being told, use it, like it or love it, we don't care, it's the future, it's inevitable. Instead of earning our own way into trusting, and back to the beginning of the conversation, envisioning ourselves in the future.
So
And there's too much like it's not just all so much promotion and being oversold and sold too hard. It's also sort of like the lack of recognition that there is downside, that there is risk, that we're paying as much attention to that as we are to the upside. Because when you're being oversold on all of the upside and we're not paying enough attention to the bigger questions. What are we actually doing here? Who wins? Are enough people winning in this scenario? And who's calling the shots? That's the part that when I feel myself stepping on the brake, I don't think we're having enough of that conversation and we're overselling everybody on hype.
I just read John's chat, but I want to make sure so John, Sweden went all digital in their education. They're now sorry, I want to read. They are now bring back books and writing as the reading and math levels have gone down. Any thoughts on how this
Mm.
could be differently? I mean, you guys, this is why we talk about human machine teaming. It's not a one or an other. It's both. And it's how do I do my job differently? How do I learn better, not just replace? And should there still be books? Maybe. I can't say I think that at the moment, but I also not I mean books to read. Not I get books to read for fun, but should we be using books in the classroom? Depends on what we're teaching. If we're teaching on something that's static, probably. Like if I had to choose a book right now to teach my class, I'd be out of luck. I wouldn't be teaching because there are no books. Like literally it's changing every single day. So
Oh, I need another hour. I disagree. There's so much of the humanities that is evergreen. There are so many books. I could give your class 10 books to read right
didn't
now.
I
They're
just say this? That's what I just said.
not okay.
Humanities are static.
Okay. Perfect.
Didn't I just say that? I
Yes.
said if
Maybe I
something stat
misheard.
I said if something's static, I think that books are great.
Okay.
I said something that
Whew.
changes every week. You can't publish a book fast enough.
Well, that's true. But then we get back into like, this isn't about learning the tools and their features. That's not what this moment is about. Do we really need everybody to become experts on tools and their features, or do we need them to understand something that's bigger than that?
We do need them to understand something that's bigger, and we need to have a foundation, and that foundation is very, very important. But then how
Yeah.
do I continue to evolve that? We go back to what's agile, what's timeless, and what's agile.
Yeah.
And I think that Beth, my class is all about entrepreneurship, branding, and leadership. I'm happy to share all the materials here with the whole class, or with the whole class,
Yeah.
with the whole
With the
community.
community.
Yeah, but I think what's so important about this conversation, you guys, and where I wanted to go is this is why these communities are so important. And I'm not,
Totally.
that's not self-serving when I say that. I don't really care if it's our community or someone else's community.
Yeah.
Like when Jess is saying they're pushing this on us or they're promoting it on us or things like that. And I happened to watch a webinar the other day put on by one of the publications in our industry. I was like, oh my God, this is a sales pitch. This is not this isn't a community conversation. Because the thing you have to ask yourself is whose job is it just to do what you just said? Like, is it Anthropic, OpenAI? Is it their job?
To
Is it
teach what? Humanities and philosophy and
well to teach what you said? Like, how do you do it with trust? Is it their job to change the culture in an organization? Is it their job to actually make better managers? Like, these are just dumb, excuse my language, dumb tech providers.
yeah.
Like, they're just the tool makers. Like, it's like it's saying a lawnmower. Like, how do you use a lawnmower responsibly? I mean, there's like, whose job is it? It's the community. It's us humans. It's leaders' jobs. So that's why I try to be so demonstrative in the separation between education and training. This is an education communication opportunity, not a training. Training, fine, but not until the education and communication is right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. And I think it's no technology provider's job, but when your message and when the broadest message we're hearing right now is that people are becoming irrelevant, there needs to be an answer to that.
But
We
who?
all
But who's gonna then provide it? Should we be speaking louder? Whose job is it to provide the answer?
Everyone, collective. And that's why I love I love the Time magazine response better than I love the original article because it's nine voices, all walks of life, breaking down the issue from every angle. What about this? What about this? Aren't we concerned about this? This is a collective. We didn't have like 1,000 individual conversations 50 years ago and say, should we just all use computers now?
Right.
No, we sort of arrived in this moment collectively because we agreed there was benefit and value to this progress and innovation for all of us. Can you still live an analog life? Sure, of
Yep.
course. You don't have to blindly agree that we're all digital creatures now, but this is feeling like a collective agreement we all haven't made yet. That's the
No, no, right.
problem.
And that's why I've been trying to use this concept of now to next. Like, everyone's
Yes.
somewhere now and everyone's going somewhere next. And who's creating the next? Like, who's responsible for
I
communicating
hope
that?
more people than just the eight I saw.
Those
On
guys?
the original time. That's the whole argument. Like,
Well,
wow, that's a lot of concentrated
they're just being
power.
louder than you.
Right. Oh boy, we do need a part two to this
Oh, like, no,
conversation.
why not us?
Uh, we can, yes, we can. I think the people of Northern Virginia are trying very hard not to bring server farms into their community. Can they do it? I don't know. I guess we'll see if the power of the people can stand up against the tech giants.
Let,
We'll see.
let, let's think how to use technology to make our lives better. You know the story of my son who would have had Tommy John surgery if it wasn't for generative AI. And instead he's going to get to pitch this year. So, like, this I mean, we're not like, let's use the technology to make our lives better.
Absolutely.
And that might mean we're going to have to build a data center.
Yep.
Is it worth it? Who makes that decision? And I realize there's no answers to this,
This sounds like an ism. Mm.
but I
Yeah.
think really, 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 really important that we keep the
Mm.
conversations going, because I'll tell you what is going to happen for sure is that it's going to keep going. So it's not going to slow down. So you heard the CEO of Microsoft say in 12 to 18 months from today,
Yes.
white collar jobs can be done by AI. And I truly believe it.
Yep.
The tasks of the white collar job, not the humanity of it, the tasks.
Yeah.
So that's just going to keep moving. And guess what? Companies aren't going to say, oh, guess what? We're going to be more human and not worry about the money. So we have to create what is the path for humans? How do
Hmm.
we bring humans along? Because I just don't think that, I mean, I just don't think it's going to stop.
No, it's not going to stop. What we can affect, and I know we're out of time, this whole team human versus team AI, it's not one team or the other. We need to create some collective energy around what you just said. We collectively are responsible for our own future. Not everybody feels that.
Yep.
And I will never stop acknowledging that this feels like protecting a bunch of people on the playground from a bully right now, because the messaging, the way we're selling this, shoving this down everybody's throats, like we're getting this all wrong. And until we figure out how to bridge the trust gap, create more safety and protections for people, help people envision themselves in the future we're creating, apparently. Like, until we get that better, I'm going to keep protecting people and we're going to keep having these conversations because we're not getting it right yet.
So let's just Prez. Let's
I'm
define.
sweating, Jason.
so so let's define the we and get to work.
Oh, let's get to work.
Because
God, we have a lot of work to
right
do,
now I think
Jason.
we're looking for the we.
Yes. Yes. We have a
Okay.
lot of work to do.
Jess for president. Jess for president. I'll have my t-shirt made for next
Move
week.
over, Prez.
Okay, you guys, that was a fun discussion.
That
Thank you
was
guys
fun.
for the time. Keep it in mind and drop notes if you have any comments.
Yeah. Oh my God, you guys, we have a really, 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 really good guest next week. Come back.
That's it. That's just a
That's it.
teaser,
You
right?
can guess if you want, but I'm out of time. I'd start dropping hints. He's got a better accent than me. A lot of you know him. He has a bigger community than we do, Jason, by far. He's been doing this a long, long time. Come back.
Okay. Love y'all. Take
All
care.
right. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.